Why do some breaks sound like the screech of an eagle going in for the kill, or a cinder block being dragged down the sidewalk? I'm Pep Boys Regional Vice President Tom Ballish, and while all brake systems make some noise, distinct sounds are an indication your system needs checked, or the next sound could be...
The Pep Boys Pros will inspect your entire brake system for free. Now how does that sound? Plus, if you need new brakes, save up to $60 off Wagner Premium Brake Services now through July 1st. Includes free tire rotation, only at Pep Boys. Offer after mail-in rebates. See restrictions at pepboys.com.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dez, Chill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topics, sort of like the rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th, so the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
What's good, War Room family, and welcome to another edition of the War Room. As we always tell you, you are once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, Dev McMillan. I'm in the building with my brothers from other mothers, B. Austin and Jimmy the Blueprint. We'll discuss some potential landing spots for the NBA's top free agents and live first-round NBA coverage in hour number 2. NBA draft coverage in hour number 2. So keep it locked right here for this and everything else happening in the world of sports. And to get in on the conversation, just make sure you join us right now in the JW Philly Realty chat room at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room, or you can join us on Facebook, Twitter, in the Game Time app. The Game Time group in the GroupMe app. Bunch of man, y'all know where you can find us. Just get on, find us, and if you want to holler at us, go ahead and do that. Also, if you want to call in directly and talk to us live, you can do that in about 5 minutes when we open up Digital Extreme Tech Hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. As usual, one last thing before we get started, make sure that during the week, we're not live on the air, you check out archive episodes of our show at warroomsports.com, the War Room Sports mobile app, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google, most other places you do your podcast listening. What up, B? What's going on, man? Tell me something.
What a going, man?
Before we get started, what the hell is going on down on the southern border of the United States of America?
Hitler, concentration camps, prosecution of former Native American folks, all types of wild stuff is going on at Trump.
Yeah. It's definitely wild down there, man. It's crazy, man. But look, we're not even going to spend time giving the Orange God any time this week. But what we are going to do, we're going to jump right into these hot topics because we got to get things going. We got to get it moving. So by hour number 2, when that draft comes on, we can give our live analysis of the picks until we're off the air. So family, let's talk money and how much of it you can make betting on sports at MyBookie. FIFA World Cup is in effect, so if you haven't checked out MyBookie, this is one of the greatest times to lay down some dough on the biggest games in sports. Join us and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. You guys tired of getting a runaround when it's time for a payout? That's why we urge you to join MyBookie. You win, they pay fast, no hassles. You waste time sports betting anywhere else. They even have in-game live betting so you can place wagers after tip-off, face-off, whatever you're betting on. Join now and MyBookie will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. Just use the promo code WARROOM, caps WARROOM, to activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, get paid. Period.
Straight cash, homie.
No doubt, Randy. No doubt. All right, so look, man. I just mentioned in that read that the FIFA World Cup is underway. As I always tell people, you are the biggest resident football fan in the war room, B. Austin. Even though I think
yes,
we
sir.
just lost B. Oh, okay. And you know, it's been going down. Like, I know your son is interested. You know, my son has watched a few games. We watched a few together. He was home today. I made sure, you know, while I wasn't home, that he watched some, just to be able to, you know, to look at the game on a high level, to be able to maybe add some stuff to what he's doing when he's out there. But what have you noticed so far about this particular FIFA World Cup?
Upsets.
Any stand-ups?
Upsets. Down go the champs. So
that
Germany,
that Mexico. Yeah.
The Mexicans took everything they feel about Trump out on Germany, and knocked them out. So I believe mathematically Germany is beyond on the ropes. There is a slim possibility they can end up still winning the tournament, but they would have to like win every single game from here on out, plus goal differentials. So they're basically eliminated from championship contention. Croatia put a shellacking on Argentina, and Argentina didn't like it, so they was trying to play bully ball throughout the course of that game today, which was kind of funny, because how are you going to bully someone from Croatia, Serbia, or Bosnia-Herzegovina? Like, they ain't used to assault rifles all their life. So they beat Argentina 3-0. They 3-0'd them. They body bagged them. And the problem that I have with that is they're, you know, amongst the soccer aficionados and pundits, there's this thing where it's not really like basketball or some of the sports more common to America. A World Cup win actually has a place in where they decide your overall career is. So obviously the argument for this generation's great is Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo the best, and they go back and forth. Cristiano Ronaldo is tearing it up. Even at 33, he is balling.
I watched the Portugal-Morocco game the other day.
Yeah. They don't want no problems.
1-0 victory, but he scored 4 minutes into the game on a diving header through a crowd of people. I'm like, come on, man. Like, that's one of those moments where you're like, this dude is just living up to everything that they say he is.
You'll relate to this, you know, from a basketball standpoint, which that's what I do. I relate everything in soccer to basketball. If you don't like it, go kill yourself. He's like MJ in a sense that even though he's still 33, it's like he's not really getting old. He plays a less athletic game, but it's so efficient. Like, he gets as many goals at this age as he did 8 years ago. Like, it looked different 8 years ago. It was more flair, more panache, but it was still like he still gets major goal work. He had a hat trick in the first game. He scored all 3 of Portugal's goals. And their whole team is built around him. So as he goes, they go. Now, they are a very talented bunch.
So that means he has all of their goals in the whole tournament.
Yeah. That's it.
Wrong
with him. He should be retiring soon.
Let somebody else score.
But back to Messi. Now, you know, they're back and forth as to who, and neither one has a World Cup victory, right? Neither one. So that's a blemish on their resumes in terms of greatness talk, right? So who's the best ever? Is it Pele? Is it Diego Maradona? Is it Ronaldo, real Ronaldo, CR9 from Brazilian days? You know, that's the argument, and these two guys are trying to vie for that top spot, which some give to Pele, some give to Diego Maradona, some give to Ronaldo. Some even give it to Zinedine Zidane, the recent coach of Real Madrid, who just booked it and left after he did a walk-off, dropped the mic after winning the Champions League. But those are your tops in the world, and all of those guys won World Cups. So Messi has this thing where he dominates every facet of the game until it's World Cup time. And it's like, it's not that he doesn't dominate. He does dominate, but it doesn't translate into wins. Right. And so the argument from pundits and fans alike is, yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time, but he can never be the greatest without a World Cup win. France, so on from that, France is looking good. Brazil is favored. They're favored. They're looking okay. They have a win and a tie. I
favor Brazil every time I see a picture of their women. Oh, good, my bad.
Why wouldn't you? They're interesting, and these are all interesting because you have some countries that run their national teams much the way the U.S. runs their national basketball program. Like, we're just going to throw together an all-star squad and roll them out there. And Brazil has a tendency to kind of do that, and they lose because there is no team chemistry and continuity, and they'll sometimes lose to lesser opponents. Like, example, the German team, which just lost, even though they have an all-star team. They definitely have an all-star squad, but their national team program calls for their players to train a lot more together versus the Brazilians who just say, well, we're going to throw Marcelo out there. We're going to throw Neymar out there. We're going to throw Willian out there. We're going to throw Firmino out there, and whatever happens, happens, because these are all top 5 players at their positions, so we can't lose, and they end up losing. So this year they've concentrated a little bit more on that continuity. Neymar is another one where, he's 26, so he has some time. He's got at least 2 more World Cups to win, but he's starting to fall into that category with Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Like, you want to be the best in the world and you want to be the best all time, you have to bring Brazil a World Cup. And there may even be more pressure on him because no one expects Portugal to win the World Cup. So Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't have as much pressure as Neymar and Messi because they're like, he's it. Like, you go and see a Portugal match to see him, which is a shame because they actually do have a pretty talented team, but it's all built around him. Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Outside of World Cup play, since that's, a country thing, who would you say, is there a clear-cut best soccer league in the world?
Yes, clear-cut. Yeah, there's 5. I'll give you the top 5. It's the Premier League in the UK, followed, and then they're the clear-cut number 1, and then there'll be an argument for La Liga, which is Spain, as number 2, Bundesliga, which is Germany, as number 3, Serie A, which is the Italian league, and then there's an argument for France, League 1, as the follow-on to that. So that's your
now,
top.
The reason
but the
I
Premier
asked
League
this question
far and away
is because you know how we do it here in America. First of all, you win a championship in your American league, then you're the world champs. But other than that, like, you see what people hold in higher esteem. Like, you have a lot of NBA superstars who will play and win gold in the Olympics, right? And they act like that's a really proud accomplishment, but a championship in the NBA is a bigger deal. So I brought that up because you were telling me how, no matter what they do, those guys can't get into that conversation. They can sit at the table, but they can't get into the head of the table type conversation until they, get that World Cup victory. So it seems it's a different dynamic as far as
there's the league. There's the league. There's the league
because
the league championships.
I thought the World Cup was called. So this is all new information for me.
There's the league championships, and then within soccer, because FIFA is the governing body, they have the UEFA championship, which means the top 3 or 4 teams from every league plays against each other for basically a champion of the world. It ain't the world, it's Europe.
The world, Craig.
The world, Craig. No, it's a championship.
This is why soccer, football is also trash because, like, all this information you give me, like, you should be able to, when they'll say what's the best league, it should be one league and have one champion, kind of like we do. So the fact that all this stuff spread all around is it's trash.
How is it trash? We don't.
That's that American thought process, because we just swear, like, all right, the NBA, the NFL, all that is the best in the world. I mean, and the money they put behind it, and the fact that a lot of the best players from over there want to come play, I guess that justifies that thought process. But I don't know, with soccer being like the world's game, I would find it difficult for them to be able to pin down one league for as many people in the world that play this game. They wouldn't even be able to fit them all in one league. You
know what it is, Dev, too? When you speak about the money being spent, all those leagues spend a lot of money, but nobody spends more money than the English. The English pay that guap out the wazoo, and it reflects in the talent, because it's like people want to play in Spain, people want to play in Germany a little bit, Italy sometimes, France sometimes. Everybody got to come to the Premier League. There's guys.
Then you come to the MLS when you're 36 and retire.
You come to the MLS when you're 38 and you can't run and you got arthritis, and then you get $3 million a season.
Yep. All right, so look, man, it's a huge night in basketball, this thing of ours. And shout out to Austin for his FIFA World Cup 2018 report. I think I've caught like 3.5 games so far, and it's funny how once your kids start to get into this, it makes you more interested.
Yo, the MLS is like the only league that's still playing when all these other European leagues shut it down for the World Cup. The U.S. they ain't shit.
I say they got to practice. All right, so like I was saying, it's a big night in basketball. The 2018 NBA draft is here. And you guys know how we do. This will be our 8th time doing it. The first few picks of the draft will be going down as we're still on the air, so we're going to give you live pick-by-pick analysis in the second half of the show up until the minute we go off air. But before that, let's talk about something. I mean, this isn't going to happen. The dominoes aren't going to start falling until after draft time. But the draft might have a say, in what's going to happen. So those are the things we can't predict. But let's talk a little bit about some of the top free agents in the NBA and where some of these landing spots might end up. Now, I know everybody here has LeBron fatigue, and that's not a bad thing. It's just that, he's that big of a story that he's talked about all the time. And even if he's not in the news, somebody's going to find a way to bring him up. But we can't have this without starting out with LeBron, because for the third time in his career, it is the quote-unquote summer of LeBron. All the dominoes will be waiting to fall because they want to see what LeBron James is going to do. I mean, some guys out there won't wait, but LeBron is the biggest name in free agency this season. You have a lot of teams to be rumored to have a shot at him. The main ones are Jimmy's Los Angeles Lakers, our Philadelphia 76ers. You hear a little bit of talk about Boston, potentially Houston. We also heard that LeBron wouldn't be opposed to taking a meeting with the Golden State Warriors. The funny part about that, y'all, KD has told the Warriors that he's not going to exercise his free agency. He's basically going to re-sign with them. But what if they told him, why don't you just hold up until we, meet with LeBron? Do y'all think if LeBron said, all right, I'm going to sign here, they're going to tell KD, thanks for your services? Or they just going to scrap their whole bench and just have both of them? I think that would be great. No, I think it would be great if they turned their back on KD and think he was they made him wait after he said he was going to sign. That would be great.
Jimmy loves drama, yo. Jimmy ain't even here for the basketball. He's here for the drama.
That's about to be his that's about to be his second moniker, the Blueprint or Jimmy Drama. Jimmy Drama. Probably my favorite 30-minute show of all time. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing though, yo. Yo, that was... I mean, that's what I was thinking. Like, I was having sinister thoughts because he kind of put himself out there by saying, "Oh, I'm going to re-sign with him." So it's like he might not even be taking meetings with anybody else. But if I'm them, like they're fine with KD. Like they're still they seem to be unbeatable to a lot of people. but you have to think about it. You know, people say that, hey, Kev, sorry, but not sorry. No, that would be that definitely
him in the way he did.
So, where do you guys see LeBron potentially landing? What's the biggest probability for you guys?
I'm gonna defer to James.
Oh well, here's my opinion. My opinion is that I honestly don't know, but I think that it's hard because they talk about LeBron 24/7.
Right. So it changes like every 6 minutes.
So it's like. And so, like, they've kind of, like, polluted my mind. Originally, I would say, like, Houston, because Houston literally was one game away from dethroning the Warriors from the Western Conference.
Right.
So from a competitive standpoint,
you're saying Houston would make the most sense.
Yeah, but then, like, I heard Paul say that LeBron would rather go to L.A. than Houston. I hear a lot of people say this L.A. thing, and I heard someone say that LeBron is making a life decision, not necessarily a basketball decision.
Yeah,
and I've heard that. I've heard that too. They said he hates Houston.
And I know that basketball is his side hustle. Like LeBron, he plays basketball because he was just given abilities, so he decided to utilize it. But that's not what his thing goes.
He got cribs in L.A. He got none in Houston.
Yeah.
But another thing, though, Jim, to hear that from one of his quote-unquote close friends in the league, one of his banana boat brothers, that could be them throwing people off the trail because Houston is a name that you don't hear too much. I think when we bring up Houston, it's mostly us talking heads saying that, for what these guys value these days, that would make the most sense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, because think about it. I don't think Miami was on anybody's radar the first time around until maybe within that final 16, 18 hours when Stephen A. Smith broke the news and kind of messed up, the whole hour-long decision. Like we all heard the rumors is whether or not you believe Stephen A. Smith, and he ended up being right on the whole thing. So these guys are going to try to be right. So as much suspense as we want to get out of this, somebody's going to ruin it in the final 24 hours anyway. But I've been hearing a lot lately, during the playoffs, there was a lot of momentum for Philadelphia. Now I hear a lot of momentum for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then, you got the Kawhi Leonard situation that we're going to talk about in a minute that may give some credence to that as well. Mm-hmm. I would say the Lakers are the front runners in this at this particular minute, and it has a lot to do with what Jimmy just said, the fact that LeBron is making a life decision, and we kind of know where outside of Cleveland, outside of Cleveland for necessary reasons. All right, I'm from Ohio. I played a lot of years here, so I got to build some roots here. You got some stuff down in Miami because of that stop, but throughout it all. You know what I'm saying? He's always seemed to be partial to L.A. as far as everything else outside of basketball, including living and, his wife, what we hear, where she likes to be. So I think L.A. has the
wife, happy life?
Yeah, I think L.A. has
my thing, right?
The track on this.
So from a basketball standpoint, right, I would love for LeBron to go to L.A. because, when you look at the Lakers right now, to me, like, you got your two players making diss songs at each other. So, does he really want to deal with that immaturity?
Yeah, but I think if he goes there, somebody getting up out of Dodge. Because if he goes there, Paul George is coming with him. We know your man wants to get traded there. So, if they want to make that big three, then, one, if not both of those dudes are gone. You know what I mean? So
the ball brother is a sideshow to a sideshow to a sideshow. He's got talent. He'll have a good career, but he's gone. He's up out of there. And
for contractual reasons, I know that they would get rid of the twin, Brooks. What's his name? Not Brooks.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Brooks. Yeah, he's out of here.
Oh, I said Brooks. Brooke, not Brooke. Like a chick, Brooke.
Yeah, he's out of here.
Lopez.
He's out of here.
He would definitely be out of here because that's a nice little chunk that you can get off the book. And he still has trade value. Somebody will pick up that contract when the Lakers start wheeling and dealing, if they start to put all of this stuff together. So that's where I'm locking in. Y'all know, for different reasons. I kind of hope that the Sixers are out of this LeBron talk, as crazy as it sounds, because if it happens, all the complaining that I would do about the potential destruction after LeBron leaves, like, once it's done, it's done. So at that point, you're just gonna have to jump on board, root for the team, and there will become a time when the season is looming around the corner that it would start to get a little exciting. Like, we got LeBron James on our team, but I really hope the Sixers aren't major players in this whole thing. I hope they continue to build it a little more organically, like they have been, and even if they pick up a free agent or make a trade, just somebody that doesn't have the same say-so and power as LeBron. So, it's going to be interesting to see where he lands. But it's a crazy time, man. Like Jimmy said, what a time to be alive when we get to look forward to this kind of thing every few years with the top players in the league, because it's just a different league now.
So, and honestly, man, I be thinking, because I'm a conspiracy theorist, as everybody knows. I sit here and think about, like, LeBron at this point, and I just gotta admit it, LeBron is bigger than the NBA. Considering the Warriors won the championship, and every day I turn on TV, no one cares that they won the championship. They still talk about LeBron James every day, as if he didn't just get swept out of the championship. It kind of like doesn't. It kind of lends when people say, "Well, it don't matter," because it really doesn't seem to matter. But when I look at that, and then I look at how some of the big names are taking shorter contracts, and it makes sense financially for them. I mean, I feel like they're in cahoots with the NBA, because you talked about it today, Dev, how, like, Summer League starts today. I feel like the championship thing was last week, but Summer League starts today. It's like they're trying to really get in their NFL John and be like a 24/7, 365 sport, which they kind of already were, but now it's like on steroids. So that's interesting to me. So LeBron probably had a meeting like, this is what we gonna do. We gonna he probably set in his bargaining. He said, we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to do it. So, he can constantly be talked about, not just him, but every other big-name free agent. My man, the Mute's not even a free agent right now.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of contracts?
Yeah. And I was mistaken about that too, Jim. It don't start today, but it'll be right around the corner. It'll be like a week or two, a week and a half from now.
Oh, okay.
It's like Friday, July 6th.
I'm like,
yeah, because they had when I looked on NBA.com, they have it, in the little left corner where they have like tonight's games. They have the games and they have the times, 3 p.m. But if you look up, it says Friday, July 6th. So that's my bad. I was like, they ain't even draft yet. I'm like, how they gonna do that?
Yeah, because
my bad.
You told me, and I'm like, really? Like,
I'm giving out bunk information.
That's a bit much.
No, that's alternative facts.
But
yeah, that's all.
Yeah, but even with that being said, it's still weird because, like a guy like Kawhi, or the Mute as we call him, he's not even a free agent,
Right.
So it's like, how you not pamper in the NBA in 2018?
He beefing with Pop heavy, and he wants to put Tony Parker with his fishes swim.
Yeah, but you openly talk about where you going. I'm openly going to talk about where I'm going.
Yeah, that's true.
Keeping it real though.
He's drawn.
He's basically saving a lot of teams a lot of trouble. Trying to put together trade packages and stuff like that. I mean, the Lakers have already reached out because that's the team that he wants to go to. As our resident San Antonio Spurs fan, shout out to Vod from Tissue and the Tape podcast, as he told us, they don't want to deal with the Lakers. So on the 10th, they told them FOH. I have a feeling, though, if there's no team, and it's not even a feeling, like, you're going to eventually have to play ball with the Lakers because he put it out there. So there's no team that's going to be willing to give up assets for this guy unless it's a team that's so desperate right now, but so close that they're willing to, give up a few assets for a 1-year rental to try to make a run at this thing. The first team that comes to mind for me is the Houston Rockets. There's nobody else in the league that I can think about that should be even willing to blow up what they have for it. Like Boston is close, but at the same time, Boston is still young. Houston, this could be their window because Chris Paul's going to leave. He might re-sign now. He's one of the free agents out there. He might re-sign now, but if you don't do anything else major, he re-signs. He either gets injured or ends next season and it's over for him, or at least over for him in Houston. Then you're kind of back at square one with just James Harden. So if there was any team that was willing to do it, it would, in my opinion, it would be Houston. But after that, if Houston don't come calling, I think San Antonio is going to have to swallow their little rivalry pride, and they're going to have to make a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers.
What do you do? Do you force him to show up and just play somewhere where he doesn't want to play? And if you're him, what do you do? Do you still go 110%, or do you? Because you got to go. It's professional, so you can't just throw in the towel.
Right. See, but for me, Jim, because I still to this day don't understand how the hell Kyrie Irving got traded. Because I'm like, what leverage did he have? Kawhi Leonard has all the leverage because if you force him to play, then that's all well and good for this season, but he's going to roll and you're not going to get anything for him. So if he's telling you on his last year of his contract that I do not want to be here, that's the kind of leverage that I thought you should have had for Kyrie to get out of Cleveland. I still don't know to this day how the hell Kyrie muscled them into letting him go. I told him FOH and play. I mean, we heard some things later saying that he would have had knee surgery had they not traded him. You hear that stuff later. Are you really going to go through with that and look like a biatch to everybody?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think that a lot of times when we talk about the NBA, we think about ourselves and also just I don't want to have revisionist history or see the generation we grew up in. But these dudes, it's a different ball game. So to answer your question, I think he might have done that.
They sweet.
Shaq said I got hurt on company time. I'm a rehab on company time. Actually, I'm blaming Mike for this, man, because Mike brought around this whole thing of your personal brand as an NBA player. So I think Kyrie might have.
Now
they
take that John
because
way
a lot of things that we look at why would you do that? Even me sitting here saying, what's he going to do? Just sit out? He's not going to be professional? But when I think about it, first people accuse him of doing that this year.
Yeah. They damn sure have a good case of that, but back to my original, I just don't he has leverage. So I think at some point they're gonna have to play ball with the Los Angeles Lakers because everybody is gonna be afraid of a dude who put it out there. I mean, and he's doing them a favor. At least they don't have to waste time and try to guess or try to talk to him, try to talk him into re-signing with them and all that kind of stuff. He put it out there. I want to go. I'm going to LA in 2019. So, he's basically telling all suitors, if you sign me, if you trade for me, you got a 1-year rental, and you're probably going to be wasting your assets. There's somebody at the draft that got on a King Joffrey Jofer lion around his shoulders.
How do you?
The draft about to start getting crazy because people are going to look at this, and then next year is going to be on from here on out.
How do you not tamper today's NBA?
Right. That's the thing. He saved everybody in the Lakers organization. He saved everybody from even having to come close to tamper. He tampered his damn self. I'm going to LA.
Players, exactly. Players tamper these days. The players tamper. I want to go here. Even to the point where, and I know we're going to talk about the draft in the future, you got people in the draft now telling straight teams, don't draft me. I'm playing it. You're not even in the league yet.
Right.
They took that Eli Manning move.
There's only one player in the who was cool with the Kings drafting him. I'm like, yo, come on now. And you know, not that this hasn't happened before, but like Jimmy, like it's happening on a bigger scale now. I mean, we've had the Steve Francis situation, you know, in the NFL. We've had the Eli Manning situation. We had the rumors of the Kobe situation when he got drafted. I think we may have learned after the fact that it didn't really go down like that, but we believe what we want to believe. So to hell with your truth.
So a question for you guys with regarding that. How does that impact the product, and how does that impact the competitiveness of the league? Because it's like, what makes me sick about today is it's like competitiveness is seeping out, and how can you have sports without competitiveness? Without competitiveness, you have the WWE. Like, and I'm cool on my basketball.
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy
that.
said the best going to clash at the top because, you know, for the foreseeable future, you know, you have maybe the same teams fighting for it. I mean, we've had the same NBA Finals for the past 4 years.
Cleveland wasn't the best. Cleveland wasn't the best. That was not competitive. That was LeBron.
Well, they're the best on the Eastern Conference side. I had no doubt of that, even when they was going through the struggles and making trades.
That ain't hard to be in here.
But still. So, you know, I mean, the best, the Rockets and the Warriors clashed a round before that and had a 7-game series, like, you know, most people wanted to see. Anyway, we already knew. People said it from the door. Like, yeah, the real NBA Finals are going to happen in the Western Conference Finals. So we had that, and then they did their little walkthrough in the NBA Finals, but you know, we still got to see some ball. All right, so we talked about LeBron. We talked about Kawhi and his demands. We also got people out there, the two unrestricted big names that's left out there is Paul George and DeMarcus Cousins. What do y'all think? Paul George, that might pretty much be a done deal in L.A. as well. That he might be meeting LeBron in L.A. and then, you know, if they can get Kawhi somehow, then LeBron's have one of the illest big threes in the league.
LeBron's entire team is talking to Paul George's one or two guys, and that's already a done deal. Like, that's worked out. Paul George knows his role. He's a wingman.
I kind of think Paul George would sign with the Lakers even if LeBron had nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, with me saying that, the only other landing spot I can see Paul George go to?
Us.
Cleveland. If LeBron if he stays and can recruit him there. So I see the Lakers or Cleveland for Paul George. Unless LeBron goes somewhere else and recruits him there, he might do a summit and get everybody back in Miami. I don't know.
It's so whack, man.
What about DeMarcus?
It's also funny to me how this dude is literally running the entire a culture of basketball. Like,
let's go
crazy,
AAU.
This is Mike's fault, man. If Mike knew the power he had,
Mike was not teaming up with cats though.
No, because Mike didn't recognize his power to later. And I'm saying he would have teamed up with cats. Mike might have traded Scotty to make it harder for himself, but I'm just saying, Mike didn't recognize his power.
Mike didn't recognize his power.
You know what, Jim?
He would have. He probably would have, knowing what the conversation is now.
That is exactly what I was about to say, B. If he would have heard how people are talking now, back then, he would have got Pip traded in a minute. He ain't win nothing until Pip came. Pip the man on that team. He'd have got Pip and traded in the New York minute.
What was telling to me is when they told Shaq was like, yo, I wish I knew I could have did. He was like, I just thought I couldn't do it. Like, I wish I knew I could have did this.
Yo, Shaq only cared about competing for 3 years, as you like to say.
I think Shaq definitely would have did it, though. I mean, Shaq in his own career played for 19 teams. And Like, he one of the best players of all time. And he went on a little chase at the end of his career. And even now, he's giving LeBron. He's telling LeBron that your legacy is cemented. He was like, I would advise against you going chip from team to team, for the rest of your career. And I can, he didn't really get into the exact reasons he was saying it, but I could see Shaq having regrets because of the way that looks. Like, you're looked at as one of the top 3 to 5 centers in NBA history, one of the top 20 players in NBA history, but the end of your career looks really stupid because you had on a new uniform every year. I can understand how somebody would eventually feel regret about that whole thing. We got some calls on the line. Let's go to the line real quick. We got the homie in Arizona, Tobias, calling in. Tobias, what's going on? Roll damn Tide.
Roll Tide, and whoa. Today, Jameis Winston got suspended. He suspended for 3 games. The Bulls are going to draft some white guy who did well in the tournament, who probably runs 6'4" in the 40. The dude probably runs his height in the 40. Probably played at Iowa State. The whole coaching staff and the front office went to Iowa State, not Duke.
Well, they can trade up. They can get Mo Bamba because he got wingspan.
Oh, Lord. Oh, because he was shooting threes in practice? Oh, let me get shooting threes in practice.
If I hear about this boy's wingspan one more time, because I don't think I've ever heard about a player's wingspan. Is boy, like they never talk about his game. It's like, his wingspan. There's literally like 50 YouTube videos all about his wingspan.
They're gonna make a poster of ball like they did of Mike with his arms out.
Yeah. You know what reminds me of? He reminds me of when the Bulls was stupid enough to trade LaMarcus Aldridge for Tyrese Thomas. And the only thing we knew about Tyrese Thomas, he could run and jump.
Tyrese Thomas. Tyrese Thomas was he was an athletic piece of,
I'm sorry. If all we know about is how tall you are, you can run and jump, can you shoot? Can you score? Can you play defense? Let's start with that first. But
he's shooting practice and warm-ups.
Yeah. But you guys talked about free agency earlier, right? The thing is, I've heard Chris, I think his name is Chris, Sam Amick, I forgot what it's called. It's Chris Mannix, that's his name. He brought up a good point. It was like young team like the Lakers, Philly. Will they take LeBron signing a 1-year contract like he's done? Because he might have to give up assets. And do you want to give up assets for somebody who may do a 1-year deal? Not saying he's wrong for doing that, but that's a question. But I think he's going to sign a longer-term deal this time because this may be his last stop wherever he goes.
I think for that reason right there, I think that's why the Lakers are front runners. I think that's where dude wants to retire. LeBron already makes movies and TV shows, and come on, you got to be out in Hollywood.
Ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame in that. If he wants to go there,
be hands-on. Like Jimmy said, basketball is his hobby. Like, he can make money anywhere, but I think he wants to be hands-on type.
And if I'm the Lakers, if he wants to go there, you kind of got to sign the guy. You got to take him. He's the best in the world. You can't say no to the best in the world. But the question is that if they're gonna have all 3 of these guys, all 3 play the same position pretty much. And will they end up with the same problems they did in Miami, where they have bench but a bunch of
Nah, you slide Paul George.
For these guys,
hold on.
I think
the same problem Miami had with who?
What's that?
The same problem Miami had with who?
No, what I was saying is like when they had that super team, like the salaries and stuff like that, and like this kind of like when everybody talking about Golden State, for example, they had a lot of luck with their super team with the draft.
I understand about the fit and all that, right? But it just makes me laugh when people like look at Miami like that. Like, 2 championships if they went to 3, 4, something like that.
They win every year. No, they win every year.
What I'm saying is that
that was pretty.
But what I'm saying is that but they also got lucky with veterans who want to take the minimum.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what they
thought,
Jim, and what we thought. I ain't gonna front. I'm like, man, it's over for the league, man. Like, they really didn't live up to what the expectations were. And I see what you're saying.
They didn't.
I see both of your points because he you know, it's not a myth. Like, it did happen. Like, they had struggles, and depth was a part of it. But, you know, then after a while, every half-decent veteran who was on their way out went in there, took a minimum, and played with them. And the bench did get a little bit stronger. At least it got smarter because there was a lot of veterans on it. But at the same time, you're like, yo, they won 2 championships in 4 years. Like,
yo, that
you're looking at it like,
team,
how didn't it work? But I think had they had a deeper bench, they probably would have ran 4 for 4 on that joint. And it wouldn't have been 4 for 4 because he wouldn't have left if they won 4 straight chips.
Yeah. Nah, he definitely wouldn't have left. That team fits together because you put Silent Bob, aka the Mute, at the 3. You put George Paul at the 2, and then you let LeBron do what Magic did: play the 1, the 4, and get the cure to HIV and make movies, and he cool.
Hey, all I want to know is that how that big baller brand works in Sacramento or Memphis or wherever they're going to ship Lonzo Ball off to. But, you know, I want the haters to know this. If they trade him, it's not because of basketball like him. It's because they're bringing in these other guys here, these better established veterans that are going for it. And that happens sometimes. It's like when they brought in Kevin Love to Cleveland. LeBron didn't want to wait on these young guys. He's ready to go. He got Kevin Love. And now, you can say it might have worked out the way Wiggins has turned out right about now, Mr. Empty Stats. But that's what happens. There wasn't no indictment on Wiggins. It's not going to be an indictment on the young guys on the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It is true. But I mean,
go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm going to jump on this real quick because I know you guys got people to talk to. All right. Oh, yes, I know James is getting suspended for something that allegedly happened in 2016. You know, but the thing with this conduct policy is, it's not because it's my team. Even like with Zeke Elliott and some of these other people, you don't go to jail or nothing, but they still suspend you anyway. And that's just how, like, a lot of this PR stuff is now. And it's like, and then why it takes 8 months to figure this stuff out? And, like, even with Zeke, it took forever to do it. Let's get going. Because you got these teams out here that – what you're failing to realize, Tobias, is because it's not about right or wrong. It's not about right or wrong. It's not even about the legality of the thing. It's about the perception of the public and the sponsors. So they take the time really to take the temperature of how fans and sponsors will react. If they feel it'll blow over or the needle isn't being moved, then they just keep on, business as usual. If they feel as though there'll be some blowback, then they measure out what the punishment will be based on what they perceive public perception is. That's all it is. Yeah.
Bro. You can murder somebody in the league, and if you can get away, if Aaron Hernandez had got off on a technicality, he would be playing in the National Football League.
No
only thing that matters is if you stand up for black people's rights. Now that is going too far, but outside of that, they don't care what you do.
No, they don't. And my whole thing is that, like, I think that's one of those things. Like when Jimmy said blame Mike earlier, I say blame how they handle Ray Rice. Nobody was mad until they saw the cameras. And it's like now with anything, my whole thing is, hey, if you convicted under like if you convicted, you got found, you convicted, you guilty, whatever. Hey, I'll move off of you. You gotta go. But my thing, I always feel like you was Zeke Elliott. They had nothing, but they still suspended him anyway. And it's like, I'm cool with Jameis not fighting it. Cause they not gonna reduce it. Just go ahead, take your 3 games, and go home. And it's not gonna change anyone's opinion. Like a Reuben Foster found that the woman lied, but there are people out there still gonna say, well, he paid her to lie. He paid her to do that. So once you got the
people make up their mind. Yeah, they make up their minds, and that's that.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. But, I know you guys got other people to take care of. And I got one question, and I'll take it out. I know all these people talk about Luka Doncic, right? Every year we get the hot Euro guy. And I remember Nico Mirichel, who was a hot Euro guy, and I said, well, let's see how he does in the league first. He's a nice player, but they'll hype him up in the dirt. It seems like that the American players get nitpicked, but the Euro guys get all this benefit of the doubt. And I think he might be a nice player, but I think we should start reserving judgment on these Euro guys until they play against NBA guys. You know, these Euro teams don't have many American players on their teams. It's mostly their own guys.
Yeah, right. I mean, because over there, you can only have a certain amount of Americans on your team at the same time.
3.
So.
And it took Dirk time. And remember, it took Dirk a couple of years before he became Dirk. So it's an adjustment. So I think this kid is set up for failure because they're hyping him up like he's going to be like LeBron out of high school the way he's talking about him. And if he's anything short, they're going to say he's a bust. But the kid's 19. You got to let him grow. And hopefully he doesn't go to Sacramento because we know what happens in Sacramento. All promise and prospects go there to die. You know. But hey, you guys have a good one, man, and you guys keep doing the good work, fellas.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. With all that said, though, boy look nice. Boy look nice. Boy Luka, yeah, he look nice.
Yeah, but I get his point though.
And I don't know.
I definitely get his point.
Back to the LeBron thing, I don't know if Scott you serious or not, but he said LeBron pump faking all of y'all. He going to the Knicks and break the bank. You're gonna go to the Knicks and break his career.
The Knicks are back.
Again, the Knicks are always back. All right, so we gotta move on to some stuff in a few minutes, but one last thing that's going to impact free agency, Dwight Howard was traded yesterday. He was traded from Charlotte to Brooklyn in a deal that will send Dwight Howard to Brooklyn for Timothy Mozgov, 2 second-round picks, and cash. Now, today, another axe came down in this whole situation, and Dwight Howard and the Brooklyn Nets are in talks about a buyout. So they're going to buy him out his $23.8 million expiring contract so he can be on his way now. And in his words, he wants to be in a situation where he has an opportunity to help a team win. He said that's his only goal. All he needs is a chance and a clean slate where people are not talking about his past. And when he says his past, you know, according to teammates of the past, like Dwight Howard is not a pleasant dude to play with. And it seems like when he leaves teams, you know, the guys in that locker room are happy as hell. So I'm like, at what point did Dwight Howard, the smiling, clowning, dancing, Superman doing dude, become this old curmudgeon that nobody likes and such an a-hole? Like, when did this transformation?
Shout out to you for using curmudgeon. I don't know. All I know is the bull sat on Ellen and said, "My mommy said that I'm a champion whether I win or lose." And at that point, you know, there's nothing else really to say here or speak about in terms of Dwindler.
I think to me it may be like too much too soon because in 2009, Dwight was one of the best players in the NBA, and he got all the accolades and everything that comes with that. And it seems like ever since that happened, you know, his personality started to suck. Like, humility was out the window, and he thought that he was already Shaq before actually getting to that level. That's what it seems like when you look back at his career. He could have been an a-hole before then, or the success could have just accentuated what he already was, which is an a-hole. Because
I thought he was a clown. I just thought he didn't strap up.
He's an a-hole. Now,
you know, he's a clown that don't strap up, and he's an a-hole.
Yo, and the thing, and that's another thing too. Like, and I hate to bring LeBron in because LeBron. But anyway. The one thing about LeBron, like when you mentioned it a little while ago, how like all those free agents who had a little bit of game left and who had no pride came and played with him, it's like he's always, everybody that talks about him considered one of the best teammates. And a lot of times guys don't understand that how far that goes to the point where like, yo, Dwight, you make teams lose because nobody likes you. And I've never seen someone who was at that level that he was at when we talk about it. And he was an MVP candidate, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, even last year he put up a solid 17, 12, something like that. But I never seen anyone go from there to the point where you just being traded around like a straight five. Like my man has been on like 17 and 7, and it seems like he gets traded on the same day every year.
And it's not, I know, right? They say yesterday was Dwight Howard Day. And it's not like a Shaq thing. Like, Shaq was doing this on his own. Dwight was just, like, his act runs its course. And people are like, yo, get him out of here. You know what I mean? And, like, teams are just getting rid of him. But
he was on his way to being another player. Being Shaq, and now he's Orlando Woolridge.
Right.
Chris
That's
Gatlin
crazy because we have this conversation with people all the time about his Hall of Fame candidacy. And the crazy part about it all is he probably has his resume has probably cemented him a spot in the Hall of Fame. But judging how his career is playing out, in the second half, like, how is that Hall of Fame ceremony even going to look? Because you're going to look at him like, yo, he don't deserve to be here. But then you're going to think about the Dwight. They're going to show you the highlights of the Dwight that you forgot about. And you're like,
my mommy said,
how did he get here?
Win or I lose, I'm a champion.
I'm a champion. So that's another player that's going to be on the free agent market. And I think, of course he won't have a problem getting a job. It's just at what level is he going to get a job? Like, is he going to make $28 million next year like he would have if he didn't, ask for this buyout?
Listen, man.
I can see him joining I would say this is the bad thing, Jimmy, because Golden State, if he's talking about helping a team win, Golden State might be all that's left for him. Because the other teams that might be in contention, Houston, bridge burned. Will LA take him back if they got, if he want to take a terrible contract to play with LeBron and whoever else goes there, if they go there? Like, did he burn that bridge too? So it's like, who are you going to help win? Because you were you were in those cities that are at the top of the league now, and you kind of burn bridges on the way out. So
I'm looking at his numbers. I can't front on his numbers, yo. His numbers mean
exactly. And you know what puts him in there? 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. It's a wrap.
Yep.
Yeah,
well,
he was
17.
He's also 16 and 12 and a half last year. He's still kind of balling.
He's captain
and he was
the STS team. And he's been a multiple time captain of the STS team. It stands for Sugar to Shama. But there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players on that list, but he's one of them. He's definitely one of them, man.
All right. Well, let's breeze through these grind topics and these birthdays before this draft starts. But before we do that, I just want to give a quick stat of the week. And this stat is an age stat. And it's not a record breaker or anything because they do this stuff all the time. But John Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverine football program have offered a scholarship to a 7th grade 13-year-old quarterback. I don't even care to get to the story with the name and all that stuff. I'm just going to leave that right there. 7th grade, and he already has his option to take a scholarship to the University of Michigan. Shout out to him.
Hook me up with one of them scholarships.
What do you do?
I play baseball.
All right, so real quick before Jimmy tells us what happened while we were on the grind, y'all know the drill. Y'all can check out our website, boardroomsports.com. If you want to call in and speak with us about any NBA draft topics, dial the Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. If you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. And we still have some calls on the line. We see you. Hold just a little bit longer so we can get this stuff out of the way. And once we go into this NBA draft talk, the conversation will be a little bit of a freestyle conversation, and we'll get right back to the phone lines. What up?
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. But before we go any further, let's talk about what happened while you were on the grind, which is brought to you, of course, by Sports the Book. If you're tired of reading the same old sports books with the same tired old sports lists and rankings and all kinds of BS, pick up Sports the Book. smart people only read the sports. Listen, man, it's the greatest sports book ever is. All I can say is go to sportstobook.com or go to the hub at warroomsports.com and cop the book. It's time to talk about what happened while you were on the grind, everybody. Listen, man, shout out to Aisha Curry, man. But Aisha Curry is a new restaurant, a new Houston restaurant.
She can have it.
Everybody knows what happened between the Warriors and the Rockets this past season. So some Rockets fans, felt some type of way about her with this restaurant, and they bombed her page with all sorts of negative reviews, just because it's Aisha Curry.
But you know what the cat of the story is? The restaurant hasn't opened yet. But because they know it's coming, they know who the owner is. They've already created, a profile for it on Yelp, and everybody's bombing it. And it's a place that they've never ever eaten because it's not open yet. This is how fickle sports fans are. And when the joint come out, it'll probably be the best restaurant in Houston. But they messing up the business because they salty because they choked in Game 7.
Well, that's her fault for not investing in the community over there in Golden State. Although I probably know why, because it's too damn high. But
they got
or she should be petty back, or she should be petty back and just when it goes up there, put banners inside the restaurant of the Warriors championship.
That's what she.
Well, you know how serious fans are these days, man. They might firebomb the place.
They firebomb the trash out of it. Yeah, she'd be like, oof. And y'all don't even catch that. That's a double entendre. Don't even ask how. They be like, move. Never mind. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's pretty petty, but sometimes being petty is amazing. So we'll see if she's petty back or how she handles this. Because my thing is, what do you do? She doesn't open at this point.
Yeah. People love celebrities, though. People still gonna eat there. The people who are that pressed Rocket fans, they probably can't afford to eat there anyway.
Go back to your miserable lives.
Exactly. Go eat at your miserable crib.
Go back to your miserable lives. What's up with the
what a burger, people.
Man? It's government, though, yo. We know Enes Kanter, a.k.a. the freedom fighter. His father got 15 years. The Turkish government threw him
because of his mouth
for 15 years because of Enes' mouth. And I mean, I don't know if you have any particulars about this day, but the first thing I thought of is why didn't he get his family out of there? You just have to let your political hands go.
Jim, I thought about. Remember, we talked about this when the last time we reported on Enes running his mouth like he wasn't afraid of the threats from the government. I thought about that as we were talking about that story. I'm like, okay, if you're in a serious situation where it pretty much looks like you can never go back home, like, why would you keep your family there? If they're that ruthless and that petty over the stuff that you did, then of course they would go mess with, the people that you love. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand. But they're accusing his dad of being a terrorist, and we heard rumors about Enes having ties with terrorism. So I don't know. For all that we say about this, maybe it's true. Maybe it's pop, on some diehard type stuff. I don't know. So either way, you should have tried to get them out of there.
The government of Turkey, the incumbent government, they're slime balls. Not defending Enes Kanter one way or the other, but I do happen to know that what goes on in Ankara is not cool. So, free my man Enes Kanter's dad, man. Let my man live.
And he said, I will continue to keep fighting for human rights and freedom of speech, justice, and democracy of all. I will stand for what I believe in. All I'm doing is trying to be a voice of innocent people, keep my family, innocent people, in your prayers. So shout out to, like Jimmy said, the freedom fighters. You don't sound too concerned about his pot, though. So his pot probably is a terror.
I know. If I'm in top, I'm like, come on, cuz, like, really? You gonna leave? You can't even me over there?
People.
Nah, I think his pop wanted to stay there.
I don't know.
Throw some shit up.
But if he did, guess what? He got everything he asked for.
Yo!
Yo, anyway, man. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying if you decide that you want to stay there, you already know. You already know what it is for. So it's like, come on, cuz. That's, I mean, not saying what they did is right. Not saying what they did is right, but come on, cuz.
Ew.
Anyway, yo,
this is what you wanted, wasn't it?
Giant.
What you wanted.
I mean, what do you think they was going to do? He lucky they ain't Murphy. Anyway,
that's next. That's the next thing we're going to report.
Candace's father is missing.
Oh, man.
They're going to put Bull in a blender. So listen, let's talk about the new sneaker giant, man. Let's talk about Puma, man. Here be Austin Copy. You know what I'm saying? But,
talk about this.
Puma is back. They signed Sir Clyde Frazier to a lifetime deal and released some sneaks for Puma. Sean Corey Carter is the head of like basketball over there. So Puma signing draft picks. Puma's in the building, man. Shout out to Emory.
So that was a New York connection right there. I'm from New York. Let me get Walt Clyde a lifetime deal. Like, who the hell was checking for Walt Clyde Frazier?
Crazy part is, though, I ain't gonna hold you. When I think of basketball and Puma, he is the person I think of because his kicks were
fire. His kicks was fire.
Now listen,
because I remember when we was younger, cats was wearing them Johnson. I'm like, yo, Clyde ain't played in 20 years. He's still selling kicks.
Now, like Jimmy just said, Sean Carter, a.k.a. Jay-Z, is the head of the basketball division or something of Puma. So when we talked about this yesterday, I was giving the dude props because I have never seen anybody in my life take greater monetary advantage of the co-lofting culture that we live every day here in America.
Co-lof culture.
Like, Richard writing is a major part of American life, and Jay-Z takes advantage of it. You look back to the whole Brooklyn Nets situation. He took great advantage of it then because he go in there with like $250,000 worth of, stake in the company, and the fact that they let him help on some creative, ideas and branding and stuff like that, and everybody who was anybody was running around talking about how he was the owner of the New Jersey and then the Brooklyn Nets. Now
Jay-Z owned 90%. He sold 10% to the little Russian guy.
Like y'all was saying, Walt Frazier, like y'all haven't seen anybody really rock Pumas like that since Walt Frazier. But since Jay-Z has taken over the helm of the basketball division, they've signed 2 of the potential top 5 draft picks in tonight's NBA draft. And I think they got a third one, third top 10 guy. And didn't they sign Porter as well, Jim?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they got like 3 top 10 draft picks that are going to walk across the stage tonight. I mean, you got giants like Nike, Adidas. You know what I'm saying? You got smaller people who's been in basketball for a long time, Reebok.
All you need is
companies like that.
This is big world a lot.
But all you need is to get Jay up in the fold, and just because people like to be associated with him, they like to be around his aura. Like this dude has gotten some big names to sign already. Big rookie name.
Listen, man. Here's the thing. First off, salute to him for taking advantage of it because I'm pretty sure that other people that in terms of celebrity, were bigger and had an opportunity, but they don't. It seems like he has the audacity to ask for things that others probably could have gotten before him or even after him. A lot of times it's about, I'm just going to ask for this and see what they do. So he gets things done. But what's interesting to me is the boy
he has capitalized on Koloff culture, and I love it.
His man Emory did 11 years in prison and came home, and he's Jay-Z homie, and he got his own shoe. Like he had his own brand shoe. Like he has his own.
Because if Jay tells you, give my man a shoe, then you give his man a shoe. Period.
What's wrong with you?
He got he got Mika's shoe. He got Rihanna wearing Puma. It's like,
he got Meek a shoe. Giz Meek got a shoe for who? For what?
Yo, seriously. If I could monetize all the co-laughing we've received in our lives, like Jay.
Why weak skill got a shoe though? Why you got a shoe?
If you're Puma, how happy are you? Like, we're talking about Puma.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on.
Back up.
Hold on.
We just listen, and this is one of those things where, like, a lot of people out there wouldn't even trust, like, they wouldn't even trust a Puma if it wasn't for Jay. Like, Puma, I think, has to, at this point, they have to go back in the lab and put their time in. What do we say, like Hyundai and Kia? Like, Hyundai has been making pretty good cars for years, but nobody trusts them because all you think about is the Hyundai Excel from, like, 88 that was a piece of trash. But they've been making good cars for a long time, putting their work in, and now, their hard work is paying off. Puma don't have to put work in because they got Jay. That's it.
Hyundai got Rodney King ass kicked. But listen,
I'm gonna stand up for Puma though. I've been rocking Puma for a long time, and they.
I was about to say because you got the most Pumas than anybody I know. But your Pumas the Pumas that you wear, B, are for dancing on cardboard boxes, not for So you can't tell me that none of the.
He called me a B-boy.
No, but even beyond
none
that,
of the Pumas
you've been rocking Puma.
You ain't trying to run ball in them joints.
Puma was leading off. Puma was leading off SportsCenter. We're talking about Puma on our show, so it's a difference.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
Shout out to Skyview. He's watching the draft coverage. He said Deandre Aiden already sporting $100,000 Rolex. He said, "Bruh, grab a rebound first, killer." Deandre Aiden would answer, who for what? They gonna give it to me.
Exactly.
Who for what?
Listen, man, success is making it to your second contract, man. What's wrong with you, man?
That's all it is. Kwame Brown was a major success. He got like 3-4 contracts.
Ain't that what the young boy said? Success is making it to your second contract, man. Y'all talking about championships,
gazelles, and members only jackets. And I fully agree. Pumas go with gazelles and members only jackets, not basketball shorts.
And I rock all of them. All of them. All of it.
All right, so what else happened? Because this draft is about to start in a few minutes.
Oh, damn, my bad. I'm sitting there laughing at this idiocracy or salute the Puma, though, man. Looks like they're winning on both sides. Everybody's winning. Jay winning. I hope he got equity, though. You know what I'm saying? Probably. The equity, talk about that 444 equity.
Now I'm going to have to retire my Pumas because the wrong people are going to rock Puma now, and I can't be associated with that.
Going to be a lot of young dudes with real tight pants. Real tight sweat.
Yo, but speaking of that real quick, before we move to the next topic, shout out to our brother Savad, a.k.a. @DavisBackwards, but he posted in our group chat the pictures of the first Pumas that dropped, which are the new Clyde. And I'm not a sneakerhead. Shot the film of the sneakerhead. I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't know. That's a whole culture that I respect because I know that's like they do their own thing. But from my novice eyes, they look just like everything else. Like, I swear that Adidas, Nike, and now even Puma, they're making the same sneaker and they're just changing the logo. And like whoever
they all go
to the same
factory. Just sharing shoes. All right.
Yo, it's like y'all gangbangers now. They probably all got, it's like they like gangbangers. Like, look, we all do the same thing, but who you bang with, cuz? Like,
manufacturer, I got
3,000
pairs. I got to ship these to Adidas. I got to ship these to Puma. Same damn shoe.
And the last point about Puma, I ask you because I'm probably the only person to think about this. I just wondered it though. Like, what does this do to the Triple B? Because Triple B was trying to jump in and be like, and obviously they were independent, but
Jimmy,
this was a whole different.
Wait, hold. Jimmy, it's over, B. It's over.
They actually signed somebody else.
You ain't gotta say no more.
Don't bring no old stuff up, man. It was good while it lasted.
They signed.
It was good.
So you saying them signing Jordan Crawford ain't a big deal? I mean, they did though. They signed Jordan Crawford.
Who that?
Jordan Crawford.
Yo, and I'm gonna keep it real. I just used Jordan Crawford.
Favorite off-brand.
I just used Jordan Crawford for the joke because I bang with Jordan Crawford.
That's one of his off-brand.
That's my guy. But who?
He like them overconfident.
The headline said
think they're better than they are.
The headline said big baller brand signs Jordan. But you know,
they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
What I'm saying is though. No, but like, and so like, if you're them, right? How does this make you look? Because let's face it, Puma didn't. I mean,
one more level of context to that though, Jimmy. Jordan Crawford wasn't even in the NBA 2 seasons ago. Like they shipped him to Europe.
Hold up.
Did you know that? He wasn't even in the league.
Is he in it now?
But hold up, man. Here's my point. But here's my point, though. My point is, I don't know how long has had this in the works. Probably a long time. He just gonna spring up with something like this out of the blue. And he had got Emery a sneaker 2 years ago, so he already had a relationship with them. And I have noticed, even going back to like the Made in America joint, he's always wearing wearing Puma stuff.
This boat got some Air Emerys, man. People are like, who the hell is Emery?
So but even if you peep and you look at Jay-Z like the Made in America joint and all that, he's been wearing Puma stuff. Like, so it's probably been in the works. But that aside.
But you know what, Jim? That's how easy it is these days, though. If you're that big and you have that many followers, you can just favor something and wear it, and then tell your reps,
here comes Richard Rodman.
Yeah, you basically can Brody yourself into deals these days.
I mean, because influence matters. The thing about it is, here's the thing. Like, and shout out to Seth Godin, who talks about this in his book. Influences have always mattered. The difference between now and back then is people recognize that. So even
it was harder to be an influencer.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, back in the day, you rock something because you liked it. But now, it'll be like, even to the point where, like, if you watch old TV and someone like Pepsi, they just had a Pepsi. Now, if Pepsi ain't cutting a check, they will blur your joint out.
Right.
Like,
but even back then,
people recognize the power of the cosign.
You had to catch them somewhere and recognize it. Now, you can just go on and take pictures. Throw yourself on the net and make sure people see you. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave it up to chance. Make sure they see you. Tiffany Haddish made a joke and talked about in the joke how she uses Groupon all the time. Now she's the poster. She's the face of the actual brand. They hired her. I don't know if they paid her, but she's the face of the brand based upon the joke.
She got up big.
But in the joke, she was talking about how she loves Groupon, and now so I mean, it was a perfect. Look at Marshawn with his Skittles deal. Like, so you're right. You can Brody yourself into it, but that's because people recognize it. And it's Michael Jordan's fault. But listen though, with the whole Puma thing, the point I was trying to make is this. It kind of makes LeVar, because LeVar probably could have got this if this wasn't in play back. And if he says, look, I got these 3 sons, my 1 son's going to be the second pick of the draft. You know what I mean? He's trying to do part of it. Remember, he was asking for astronomical prices.
Right.
But you don't.
And when is he going to come? Is he going to stay stubborn with that, or is he going to come down on them price points?
Nah, listen, y'all still talking about this boy. It's over because he signed Jordan Crawford. The last good thing Jordan Crawford did, which is the reason why I like him, was drop 40 on Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. That's it. It's nothing. And we talking about big baller fraud.
Shout out to Deandre Aiden, Marvin Bagley, and Porter, the Puma boys.
Yeah, I was just asking you guys, do you think that he could have leveraged what he had going on at the time? I mean, we know that his son couldn't shoot at the time, but do you think he could have leveraged at the time to kind of pull like a better deal with Puma, which would have helped him with delivering?
You're absolutely dead on, Jimmy.
They wouldn't send Deb the wrong size shirt.
You're dead. You're dead on. That's why he's an idiot. Besides him being a coon, he's really an idiot because he could have leveraged the following that he created in the brand and gotten and stop saying this dumb stuff like, I want you to sign all three of my boys for $1 billion, and really.
What about my son's mom?
He could have signed. He could have got them signed to a real brand, leveraged that, and really ensured the family's future off of a major brand. Now he just out there floating and flim-flamming and having brothers like you supporting him because y'all are good, solid brothers trying to look out for the black man, and he's a noodle.
No.
We're looking out for the cookout,
you
man.
mentioned he's entertaining. That's just what it is. The boy's entertaining.
If I could afford 500, I'd buy some mellow ones. Them Jones kind of hot. They might fall apart on my feet.
You should just get some old Kobe's.
No, those are those. I'm talking about the mellows.
Oh.
Yo, but my thing is, here's my thing, right? So I was just asking because, like, I understand the whole idea of wanting to own your own. It is cool. But these days, like Dev said, when people recognize their power and the brands are willing to partner with you because in the long term it helps them too. I mean, ownership is ownership. Get you some equity. Get you some equity because I'm pretty sure that Jay-Z got equity because at this point in his career, he don't just need it. There's no point in him getting another check. Yeah, he's not taking checks. So, I mean, and that's kind of like all he talks about, and other than shaming you for another streaming service. Outside of that, he talks about equity. So I'm pretty sure that
you know what?
You got something.
It's human nature. You know what I'm saying? Cause, and I've been there before. I know we've all been there before. Like when you start businesses, especially your first business, like you want your name to be involved. Like I've actually learned that that's not what you want. That's not the smoke that you want. I've learned that through some hard times and business practices. But you know what I'm saying? When you're young at it, and he's not a young man, but he's pretty young at business. You know what I'm saying? You want your name to be a part of everything. And we even said from the start, like Big Baller Brand, like that's the stupidest name in sports right now. Like if I'm being 100%. But
what I'm saying is
he has to have his name involved.
He probably could have got a Big Baller Brand Puma though. He could have probably got a Big Baller Brand Puma though.
I mean, he could have got something, but like you said, people they have this illusion of ownership. Like the only kind of ownership has to be something that has my name attached to it. But yeah, he could have probably swallowed some of his pride, brought that asking price down. Somebody would have seen his vision, even if it was like a Puma or shit, if it was a K-Swiss or something like that. Somebody would have seen his vision. He out here asking for $1 billion in partnerships and
people. Yeah, exactly. See, he was drawn. My thing is equity, get your own brand with your own because I told you the boy. Gary Vaynerchuk has his own K-Swiss.
And them drawings are terrible.
They are straight ugly. But my whole point is, man, I was just wondering, what's this do for him? Hey, let's move on because there's a couple more stories. I know we want to get into this whole draft and everything. Right. But
Scabby says, speaking of Big Baller Brand, the JBL starts today. The hell are you gonna start that on draft night? Oh God, that doesn't even. That don't even send the right message to your players because these are dudes that want to play a year and then go to the draft. You having games. Never mind. Go ahead.
I supported this.
He probably got a discount rate.
That nigga
he does really think that he's Donald Trump. He's trying to Donald Trump because Donald Trump. Imagine being a political consultant. He's your client. Yeah, he does everything you want somebody not to do, and it works. But
don't listen to
he's like, I'm gonna do everything in business that I shouldn't do. And
the only way you take Donald Trump on as a client is if you sit down with your strategy team and you say, listen, we're gonna make this work for us because we know he's not going to listen to us. So we got to figure out a way to flip this because you can't give him advice. He's not going to listen.
All right. They doing introductions. So let's get these last two out of the way. His birthday.
Oh, yeah. Yo, just real quick, though. Your man Gary Vaynerchuk has two different K-Swiss. One is bad, one is trash.
Gary one and the Gary two?
One is that bad. One looks just like the Clyde Pumas and Nikes.
You are a 40-something-year-old man trying to sell us on the air on K-Swiss.
I'm not trying to sell you on K-Swiss. What I'm trying to say is them Jones look just like that Puma, looks just like the Nike. So they in the mix too.
But they get the
all
same
them shoes
manufacturer.
trash too.
You know what? Your man LeVar Ball probably could have got a deal with Lotto. Lotto was the shit.
Yo.
Remember you could take the logo off? It was Velcro. Yeah, Lotto was. You could change the color. Yeah, I need some Lottos, man. Some Deodoras.
Deodoras was that work.
I need some Deodoras.
Yo, you could have some. What's the Jones all them cats on DC with? Saucony's. Big baller
British Knights.
Burger King kicks.
All right, what your man do though? What your man JJ? We not trading him away to help LeBron win a championship in Cleveland. Hickson do.
Yo, JJ Hickson ran up on some boy. He got charged with a home invasion. He put the fucking, actually got like 6 years of bread. So
they described it as a frightening home invasion in Sonoya, Georgia. So they down your way somewhere, B. Laying the home invasion game down.
I would knock J.J. Hickson into his next life.
They said the victim was beat up pretty good, and they took some personal items from the residence. And at that point in time, through the help of a canvas, we were able to identify a suspect and a suspect vehicle. We were able to identify him from that. I think of the 2 or 3 dudes who did it, J.J. Hickson is the only one who's been arrested so far and charged. Do y'all remember back in 2009, 2010 when LeBron James left the first time? And shout out to the Holiday brothers because Aaron Holiday was just introduced, and Drew and the other brother, forgot his name, they all came out with him. So it's a family affair up at the draft for the Holiday boys. But back in 2009, 2010, I think during that season, during LeBron's last season, the first time around in Cleveland, the whole thing was about getting LeBron some help. They were trying to get into the Amari Stoudemire sweepstakes, which back then Amari Stoudemire was still a baller.
He was still standing tall.
Cavaliers would not trade J.J. Hickson. They would not make him a part of a package to get Amari Stoudemire, so the deal fell through. LeBron ended up leaving, and the rest is
went home that night. He went home that night and texted D-Wade, like, dog, they're going to keep J.J. Hickson.
Now J.J. Hickson out here almost laying the murder game down to steal somebody's belongings because he no longer has an NBA job. LeBron and Stat could have made some noise. Back then.
Yeah, he was still standing tall and talented back then when they tried to pull that move off.
Yeah, but shout out to JJ.
Man. Shout out to JJ Hickson, man. Speaking of that, let's talk about the soldier dude, man. The soldier. Kellen Winslow Jr. was arrested on suspicious sex crimes. Yo, that was your man, the soldier.
Dude, they said he
was arrested for buying his mother-in-law a crib.
Listen,
about the youth.
They said he was accused of 2 rapes and 2 attempted rapes.
You know what about
and 2
They will kill you. They're out there to kill you. So I'm gonna kill them. You write that in the paper. You write that. You make money off that. No, man, I'm pissed. All y'all take this down. I'm pissed, man. We don't care about nobody except this you. We don't. If I didn't hurt him, he hurt me. You're gunning for my leg. I'm gonna come right back at him.
Rape him.
Soldier.
Yo. So, like I said, he's accused of 2 rapes, 2 attempted rapes, and kidnapping. So that would have been 4 rapes. But he allegedly kidnapped and raped women ages 54 and 59. Yo. Like, see, I'm not even trying to make a joke out of this because we're going to get killed for it. But cougar rape, man? Seriously? Like, come on, man. So listen, when you hear the clip that we just played, like, you take that and you take some of his other interviews from his career and just his whole disposition, like, he won't get the benefit of the doubt from any jury because of the stuff he used to do while he was playing, like his attitude, Like, I don't think she'll get the benefit of somebody TV loud as hell. Somebody got the draft on blast. No, but, I mean, what do y'all think? Because, I mean, we got to move on real quick, but, like, people act like, you know, the whole justice system is fair, and they put a jury together, and most of them don't know about the person or anything like that. But come on, man, we know people go in. Everybody's starstruck these days. They're gonna go in with preconceived notions, and this dude don't stand a chance, man. If he did it, he doesn't deserve it.
Can we get a word from the U to see how they feel about him right now? Since it's all about that U.
Word from the U. But wait.
We about to find out how much. We about to find out how much the U don't care about you.
Let me tell y'all something though, because I just told you that the two rapes were 54 and 59-year-old women. However, in May he had a indecent exposure and burglary with the intent to rape a 71-year-old woman. In June, he had burglary and the intent to rape an 86-year-old woman. What's wrong with Winslow Jr.? Not to say he should be out there trying to rape 20-somethings, but what's his obsession?
This CTE, man. He must have he must have had a thing for his grandma, nasty bastard.
Yo, what is it about tight ends? What is it about the tight end position that has these dudes? Well, I don't know. Never mind.
I don't know, but this is sick. I mean, like I said, not that it wouldn't be sick if these were younger people, but this dude is out here trying to rob and rape, like, grandmothers. Like, something's wrong. I always thought something was wrong with the dude, but not on this level. Like, you think things can't get worse. We hear about a Darren Sharper, and we're like, yo, I can't believe we're on the air talking about Darren Sharper being a sexual predator. And then you read something like this, where you just take it to the next level. Like, seriously?
Oh, you thought Darren Sharper was bad? Wait, hold my beer real quick.
Exactly. Definitely hold my beer.
Yo, he was trying to smash a chick that was born during the Depression.
Yo, baby boomers, man. Come on, cuz. All right, man.
Like,
BBBR.
This dude nasty, and the draft is about to come on. So let me give some quick birthday shout-outs, man. This boy, man. The birthdays are brought to you by nobody, and we only have a few today. Shout out to the homie Richard Jefferson, who turns 38. He stayed around long enough to grab him a championship off the back of LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. So shout out to 38-year-old Richard Jefferson. Derek Coleman, one of the most skilled power forwards to ever grace the NBA, turns 51 years old today. So shout out to DC. And Tom Chambers turns 59 today. So shout out to Tom Chambers. And shout out to everybody we just mentioned. We'd like to give a nice big War Room salute to all of these folks on their birthdays. Salute and happy birthday.
Sound like somebody getting spanking.
All right, Jim, you got it.
Yes, sir. It's time to talk about the National Basketball Association. And the draft is actually getting ready to start, gentlemen. But this is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. Do you or your business need a custom website? Listen, stop using websites. Stop pointing people to your Facebook page. Hit up Digital Extreme Technologies and get you a real website. Stop pointing people to the IG page, making them 2-hour-long videos. But you hit up Digital Extreme Technologies by going to digitalextremetech.com or going to 267-205-4203. And if you want a discount, be like, yo, I heard this War Room, so hook me up, and you will be hooked up. Gentlemen, the commissioner is at the podium. What are y'all thoughts about this draft class overall before you start?
I think it's a pretty good draft class. I think over the last month or so, though, I think the depth of and the talent level of the draft class has started to get a little bit overanalyzed, a little bit overrated. But, you know, at the top, and the reason I say that because with like most drafts, you know what I'm saying, the guys at the top, you really don't know if these are going to be surefire NBA all-stars. You don't even know if they're going to be surefire NBA contributors.
Starters.
You know what I'm saying? You have the names up there, Aiden, Bagley, Doncic, but there's a big question mark behind everybody. There's sometimes when you go into a draft class, you kind of just know. And we don't have those as often as we used to, but I definitely don't think that this is one of them. So right now, the Phoenix Suns are on the clock. Most people figure that pick to be Deandre Aiden from the University of Arizona. Like I tried to tell Jimmy before, like, you know, all the lotteries are rigged for some reason. The Arizona boy is going to stay in Arizona. But what do y'all think he can add to this team? Like, you know, with young Devin Booker and the little bit of progress they made this past season. Like, do y'all think he can step right in at the center position and do anything for them in the Western Conference?
With his athleticism,
No.
I mean, with his athleticism, he can definitely step in and get a run. I don't know whether it's going to result in wins.
Right.
You know, all they have on their roster is Tyson Chandler, and he's been a so what for a few years now. So I think he can get a run. A lot of talent, a lot of defensive tools. Don't know about the skill, and he ain't gonna learn no skill from Tyson Chandler. So I don't know.
First off, I just want to shout out to all the girlfriends I'm looking at here at this track who probably won't be with these young men in the next 6 months. So shout out to y'all. Enjoy your night. But it's, man, the West is tough, man. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, how is Josh Jackson going to develop? That's what's interesting to see. Devin Booker's a player. We know he can play in this league. So who knows, though? I mean, they may have something. They got the coaching from overseas or whatever. So we'll see what he does because at this point, the NBA is a Euro league anyway.
And you mentioned Devin Booker, but you got to figure that if Josh Jackson doesn't hurry the hell up with his development and Deandre Aiden doesn't come in and be an immediate impact, like Devin Booker's going to pack his bags when it's time, you know.
Yeah, he's going to be like, where's Brown playing at?
So let me give you his particulars, you know, since we think he's going to be the first pick. DeAndre Ayton from Arizona, he goes 7 feet, 260 pounds. He's 19 years old. In his 1 year at Arizona, he averaged 20 points, 11.6 rebounds, shot 61.2% from the field. He's pretty much been the top prospect on the big board of most draft pundits since the start of the season. So, you know, nobody figures that anything's going to change here tonight. I don't know what the hell Phoenix is waiting for. It's one of those things, like, if you know who you're going to pick, why are you letting the clock run down? Why are we being dramatic when we can just go out there and make the pick?
I think they may decide to trade this pick.
You serious? You think they will? Or you just you listening?
No, I'm serious. I've heard some whispers.
Who would?
I've heard some whispers.
I'm thinking, like, what kind of deals would be possible, though?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what kind of deals would be possible. Your man, Mikal Bridges, look like he's sitting with two chicks, Jimmy.
Shout out to Lou Williams.
Shout out to Lou. All right, so some more stuff
Lou
about
Willville.
He like B said about his skill level, like he's one of them dudes that's still learning. They say he needs to improve defensively, but he's kind of suffering from a reputation. The whole Arizona team was pretty much terrible on defense last year, but of course, just like when we talk about defenders in the NBA, most of these guys being uber athletic, they have the tools to be great defenders. So it's just that you have to make up your mind that this is what I want to be. Like, I want to be somebody that's going to lock down, and here comes the commissioner now with 30 seconds left.
He ain't got no choice. This boy ain't got no whole bunch of skills to be lagging on defense in the NBA.
Okay, and with a big smile on the commissioner's face. Deandre Aiden is indeed the first pick of the Phoenix Suns franchise history. It's the first time they've ever gotten to choose this high in the draft. So I hope they don't blow it. But, back to my point before we started talking, though, like, as good as he was in his 1 year in college, it's just, like, this is just not one of those surefire things. I thought, like, a Ben Simmons going number one was a surefire thing. But even as that draft, came down and people started to overanalyze, even he lost his luster to a lot of people. People weren't sure exactly, about what he could do and what he would do at the next level. When's the last time, fellas, that you, like, name some recent number one overall picks that were pretty much surefire? Like, not
Marcus
even judging
Fultz,
after the fact.
Markelle Fultz.
No, real talk. No, seriously, real talk.
Anthony Bennett was a surefire bum.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's so easy for us to think of the people who didn't do so well. I mean, the jury's still out on Markelle Fultz. But, I'm used to back in the day when somebody was the number one overall pick, most of the time, like, they came in, started half the time, and was an immediate contributor and was an all-star a couple seasons later. But, like, that's go down the list of number one picks. Like, I don't even think we could have called Kyrie Irving a surefire. He had only played 11 games in college. We really didn't know.
No, I keep it 100. I keep it 100, Dev. I had no clue Kyrie Irving was going to be good.
I mean, because here's the thing, though. You got to think back in the day, cats were developed. They were 20-something years old coming in the league. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a little different now. A little different.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to see them learn. And college coach
I knew Andrew Wiggins
because they didn't have to deal with the one and done. Where now they're just like, we just got to do whatever we can to win a championship. Like, college coaches aren't even the teachers that they once were.
You see the comparison they're making right now? Who they comparing to?
Who was that?
Oh, which channel are you watching the draft on?
I'm watching both, so I don't know.
Okay. Oh, my bad. I'm talking about what's this? ESPN talking. They say the next Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah, I see them showing shooting the jump shot, the pull up.
I'm like, well, Joel
his mom
Embiid
is down there having a moment.
Embiid.
That's the kind of stuff that you love to see in the draft, though, because you hear about. I don't know his situation, but just throughout history, you hear about the struggle and where these people come from. So it's like a day of reckoning, and you see the emotion from their family members, like. Whatever money problems we had before, like, those problems are over. Money don't solve all problems, but money solves money problems.
That's the boy Sexton, though. Sexton looked like his family already had a couple of dollars. His family, I saw him on TV the other day, the Black Lightning family. It was like, boy, brothers and sisters, they was all well-groomed and looking nice. I was like, damn,
Have y'all noticed that in this draft there's an awful lot of bigs in the top 10? There's an awful lot of bigs projected to go in the top 10.
How many of y'all shoot 3-pointers? Who cares?
Yeah, you're right. They're little.
Kind of bigs they are.
What does that mean?
I think this was pretty much the only. Now I'm not talking about what we were just talking about as far as surefire. I think this might be the only surefire pick that everyone had in their mock draft. I think when you go 2 and beyond, it's going to be pretty iffy. I think the Kings will take Marvin Bagley from Duke, pretty much because Marvin Bagley is the only player that said that he wouldn't mind going to the Kings, so they better take what they can get. But Marvin Bagley is a 21 point per game, 11 rebounds, 61.4% shooter, 19 years old, 6'10", 235. And the Kings wasted no time. And they did take Marvin Bagley III, forward center from Duke. So the book out on him, basically, because at first they, a lot of people were talking about the Kings possibly trading out of this pick. Probably earlier in the week, most of the reports started coming out that they were going to end up staying put and most likely taking Bagley with this number 2 pick.
Yep, Bagley's a done deal.
But I think this pick was between Marvin Bagley and Luka Doncic. Hope I'm saying his name right. I think the Kings thinking is probably like, we're not in a position to take on an unknown. Like, at least if we're going to take somebody in this draft, it had to be somebody who has at least proven themselves in American basketball over a year stretch. Bagley is
crazy,
a pretty athletic dude.
him and the boy Deandre Aiden were like teammates for a year in high school. Imagine like your teammate, y'all wanted right in the draft, like bang.
They probably not even.
I guess so.
But like B said, the AAU culture, dudes be leaving their city to go play high school at other places.
They be leaving their city, they be reclassifying, they be lying about their age, stay back.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really nice year at Duke. He pretty much fits what they're doing down in on the front line down there in Sacramento. I think I mentioned Luka Doncic as being one of the options for this pick. I think they also, which every team in the top 10 were taking a look at Michael Porter Jr., but back injuries scare people away. So I think he's going to drop down the draft board a little bit because of that back injury. But if he's somebody that can end up going into the league and staying healthy, then somebody, maybe outside of the top 5 might end up getting a steal if he's as good as advertised when healthy. So,
real quick, this is from Woj. So Atlanta and Dallas have agreed to a deal. They'll trade the number 3 and 5 picks, sending Luka Doncic to Dallas and Young to Atlanta. And
so they're gonna take Luka with the 3rd pick and then trade him to whoever got the. You said Atlanta.
Yeah.
So wait, so Luka's gonna end up in Atlanta? Is what you're saying?
No, he's going to leave. He's going to leave Atlanta. He's going to Dallas.
Atlanta has the 3rd pick, so he's going to end up in
Atlanta
Dallas.
has the 3rd. Y'all act like Atlanta in America.
They want Luke. They want Luke work with Dirk, I guess. But my thing is,
exactly.
how does Woj know this? Like, they'll take the 4th pick is not even taken into account. What if they mess this whole thing up?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Luka is what?
So
6'8",
so they're gonna read the trade again, John? Read the trade again.
The tweets from Adrian Wojciechowski. It says Atlanta and Dallas have agreed to a deal. League sources tell ESPN. They'll trade number 3 pick and 5 picks, sending Luka Doncic to Dallas and trade to Atlanta. Dallas will send Atlanta a future first. So Dallas is trading their future first.
So actually, the fourth team can't mess it up because the 4th team can't mess it up, Jim, because Dallas isn't claiming there's no face to the 5th pick yet. They're just going to give them that pick and then they get to use it.
Okay.
So here's the commissioner. So Luke.
So how the hell did they say Trae Young then?
Who?
Trae ain't going to
Trae Young.
Oh, it said Trae Young?
It said. Yeah. Matter of fact, it's posted. Go to the group chat. It's posted in there.
All right, because, they got the cameras now on Trae Young. So you're right. Like, what if the 4th team – I guess they talk to that team too. Like, don't talk about this. Or they probably gauged to make sure they had no interest.
They really trying to make this boy the next Dirk, huh?
I don't even think that's his game, though. I don't think
Not
he's
at
a
all.
Dirk type dude.
I mean, Dirk was a Dirk type dude.
Running the rock on the break. He'd be breaking people's ankles.
Dirk wasn't that until he got him a sister, and then everything life changed after that.
Dirk was always a shooter.
He got some of that.
Yeah. And he was always.
What happened to his game?
He can't move like this cat.
What happened to Dirk's game when he got the melanated games? He started hitting that. He got his own move and everything.
He started bringing chitlins to the arena, and look, he got the push off game going with the elbow. Look, last two highlights he pushed off. Yeah, Luka. All right, so let me. So who's the fourth pick gonna be?
Yo, don't want to go to Memphis though. Shout out to our Hank, who said Luka now gets to study basketball from Dirk and sexual misconduct from the rest of the organization.
Shout out to Tobias, said Luka mom could get on Kyrie's boat. Yeah. So back to the first pick, Skyview he said he wondered how Bagley plays with Cauley Stein. If Bagley is everything he's supposed to be, Cauley Stein can put his ass on the bench somewhere.
Will, yo, why you be dissing Willie Trillville?
Trilly Stein. I mean, he's the better, right now at least, he's the better defender because he's a defensive-minded dude. Usually you're defensive-minded.
He ain't got no offense.
I'm about to say, your offense is trash. You don't have a choice but to be.
Yo, if I'm Memphis, I mess this up just to troll. I mean, he ain't gonna do that.
Because this was kind of like, you know what this is reminiscent of, Jim? The first and third picks back in the 93? When the Magic took Chris Webber and traded him to Orlando, who had the third, traded him to Golden State, who had the third pick, and took Penny Hardaway. But I don't know if they straight announced the players before the second team pick, even though then they could have, because the Sixers told everybody that they were going to take bum-ass Sean Bradley.
Man,
so they knew that they could get that.
All that means is this is all for TV, and the picks have been in since last night.
Jimmy basically saying the picks have already been done, and they played themselves and showed their cards just now.
Yo, picks been in since last night, yo.
All right, so as we wait for this whole thing to break down, we got to see what Memphis is going to do, and who they brodied Memphis into taking to keep them from messing up the deal. Yeah, because that's
one of those teams. Everybody says don't draft.
When you just said the fifth pick, I was like, okay, I can understand that. But if they're already talking about names from the fifth pick, yo, the draft must be on delay. How, Sway?
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Yeah, cause shout out to the homie Miz. He saying the same thing. Like, what if Memphis picks Trey? I don't know. That's a weird situation right there. All right, so even though he's not staying there, let's talk about Luka real quick before they come out with this Memphis pick. He's from Real Madrid. That's where he played last year. He's 6'8", 220, 19 years old. And all, like, they did a compilation of his stats in all competitions. He averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. And there was rumors that the Hawks have had discussions about trading this pick. The teams that they were talking to besides the Mavericks were the Orlando Magic. And it was especially if the Kings went with Bagley at number 2. They thought that Atlanta would have a nice market for Luka Doncic if they decided to pick him. See, and that's the thing. Like, when when you first said he was going there, like he's 6'8", but he plays point guard a lot. And they have Schroeder, who I pretty much thought they were good with for the future.
They don't bang with they don't bang with the ball no more.
They don't bang with Schroeder like that no more?
Nah.
He's
trying to get him up out of there. Yep.
Well, that means this would have been a good pick for them if they didn't trade it then. If they trying to get Schroeder out of there.
That's the report.
Because I was thinking that it wouldn't be, it's easier for them to trade because they have who they think is the point guard of the future. But if they are getting rid, if they try to get Schroeder up out of there, then why wouldn't they keep this pick?
Good question. Maybe the reports are wrong.
Who knows? But they did say the Hawks had strong interest in Trae Young. So, if Memphis doesn't throw a wrench in this whole thing, then they're going to get their man. And I guess it's one of those things you could trade back, get extra assets, and not take Trae Young in a spot where he probably doesn't deserve to be taken,
Interesting.
Because I'm reading the same thing that B just said. Because they were like, Doncic, had he got drafted here and stayed, he'd be able to start immediately because they've soured on Dennis Schroeder. So I don't understand. All right, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the pick for Memphis. Do y'all remember Jaren Jackson Sr.?
Played with
Jaren Jackson.
He played for the Sixers for a minute. He won a championship with the Spurs.
With San Antonio.
He was a shooter.
He was a 6'7" shooter.
He was a shooter for back then. Because, like we talk about every week, shooter's about to get erased. Like, that whole concept is about to get erased from the record books because regular dudes are going to surpass the statistics of shooters. But, yeah, Jaren Jackson, he played 13 years in the league. And that championship I talked about, that was the 99. That was the first joint with Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
That means his son going to be nice. Because average ass players,
Yeah. He had time. He had time to spend with him.
It's probably the best pick of the draft right here.
Just out of the blue. Shout out to Tim Hardaway not being that guy. His son all right, but it still irks me that his son ain't got crazy handles. I'll be watching Knicks games. I'd be like, if you don't come down here and UTEP two-step somebody, but Tim never told him.
He don't even know how to do that.
He don't even know what that is.
What's
UTEP two-step? What is that?
You got YouTube his own pop when people talk about it. Like, I'm looking at the highlights.
First thing come when you YouTube with Tim Hardaway, the first thing that come up ain't that no more.
This dude's foot speed looks a little slow to me.
And he ain't got no Jr. Yeah, he a little slew-footed.
Yo, he's getting compared to former MVP candidate Joakim Noah. Fail. Fail. Never mind.
Man bun. Nah, he's 6'11". He shot 40. He shot 40% from three at 6'11". So they're gonna love that.
When you Google Tim Hardaway, like basketball don't even count no more, y'all.
Boo. First of all, I wouldn't want him on my team, and second of all, if he was on my team, I would, really distance myself from him because I don't think that's right, and I don't think that he should be in a locker room while we're in a locker room, and it's just a whole lot of other things. So I wouldn't even be a part of that. But
on that note,
like that going on, and there's a lot.
Yo.
On that note,
all right. So we've gotten you live through the first four picks. We know who the fifth pick is going to be because of the trade that Jimmy announced. So we hope you guys are having a good time watching the draft, and we'll talk about the results of the draft next week on the show. Jimmy, let's holler at the people, good brother.
So thanks everybody for joining us for another briefing in the world. Thanks everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter, me at. All the calls we called got through. Salute to y'all. There was only like one of them. We couldn't get to everybody, so we apologize. But tune in next week, live right here on demand, to catch up everything happening in the world of sports. Until then, enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you right back here. Catch everything we do, social media, our blogs, podcasts, everything we do with the hub, which is WarRoomSports.com. Also, pick up my book, Force the Book, at SportsTheBook.com or WarRoomSports.com. So until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Des, PJ, B. Austin, Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Portrait secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dez, TJ, Got Back, B. Austin. I'm shot. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.